Hey there, my name is Deb Marnie and I'm from Aussie Maille, and this is our chainmail tutorial channel. Hey guys, big hi, hello, welcome. How are you today? Thanks for popping in and spending some time with me. So today I've got another weave tutorial for you. This is quite a simple one and it's called Back to Work. All right guys, let's jump straight into it. Okay guys, I've got some sample pieces made up here for you of the Back to Work weave. Coming up here on the side will be a list of the ring sizes I used to make these particular pieces up, as well as they'll be listed down in the description section below this video. But to run through them quickly with you, here is 14 gauge AWG 1.6mm diameter wire with a ring ID here was 1/4 of an inch or 6.35mm. The next one is 16 gauge AWG 1.2mm diameter wire, ring ID used was 3/16 of an inch or 4.76mm. 18 gauge AWG 1mm diameter wire, ring ID this time is 5/32 of an inch or 3.97mm. And lastly, this one is the 20 gauge version, 0.8mm diameter wire, ring ID used here was 1/8 of an inch or 3.18mm. So as you can see, you can get quite a different effect using your colour in different ways. It's a quite simple weave and I think you guys should enjoy this. Okay, so I'll be demonstrating this today in the 14 gauge rings. So to start this weave off, we're going to pre-close 2 of our bright aluminium rings, and I'm going to feed those onto a twist tie. So if you don't have a twist tie, a piece of scrap wire, if you've got that hanging around, a paper clip, just something that will hold these 2 rings together for you. Okay, so once we've got those together, so as I said, you can do the colours in any way. This is just one way of doing the colours. It's totally up to you because the ring sizes are both the same. It doesn't matter what colour you use where. So what we're going to do first is grab one of these bright aluminium rings here, and I'm going to feed it straight through both of the rings that are attached to the twist tie. Okay, then I'm going to take up one of my coloured rings and I'm going to feed that through just one of those rings that are attached to the twist tie. Close that up. And then taking up another coloured ring, I'm going to feed it through the second ring. Okay, so your work should look like this. And then I'm going to take up another bright aluminium ring and I'm going to feed it through both of those rings at the beginning, so that we've sort of got a sandwich here. We've got a BA ring, 2 AA, and then BA rings again. And then to lock all of these into place, I'm going to take up another bright aluminium ring and I'm going to go through the eye that's formed where all of these rings overlap. So this part here, I'm going to put one bright aluminium ring in there and another one in here. Okay, so just straight through there. Make sure you pick up all 3 of those rings. We don't want to leave any behind. Pick that up and close it, and then repeat for the other space there. Okay. And your work should look like this. And then we just want to do what we did before. So these are like our starting rings back here. So we're going to take up a bright aluminium ring, going to feed it through those 2 rings that we just added, close it up, and then we're going to do our anodized rings. Now, the only thing I would point out here, you can see from this pair up here that one ring overlaps the other, that it sits on top. You may want to keep the same ring overlap. You may want to alternate them, or you may not care. It is totally up to you. Personally, I like to see it sitting with the same ring overlapping, so it maintains that patterning all the way down. But I just thought I'd point that out to you in case, you know, you like to see the pattern there, or if you don't care, then you don't care. So you just make sure that you have one ring sitting on top of the other, the same way that it is previously. So again, taking my anodized rings, I'm going to feed them through one each of those bright aluminium rings. I'm going to make sure that my anodized rings are sitting the same way as the previous one. That's just the way I roll. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to take up my bright aluminium ring. I'm going to feed it through both of the rings there. And I'm going to close that up. And then I'm going to do as I did before to lock it into place. I'm going to take up a bright aluminium ring and feed it through the eye, going through all three rings, locking them into place before taking up another one and doing the same on the other side. And that's it. That is the back to work weave. So it's a really simple weave. You can make it look as interesting as you want with the different colouring. But yeah, that's as difficult as it gets, guys. So just to go through the steps once more, we place the bright aluminium ring first, which becomes, you know, the bottom ring. I'm then going to take up my coloured rings and I'm going to put one through one of those BA rings at the top, another one through the other, okay, making sure that I've got the layering of my coloured rings the same all the way down. I'm happy with that. So I'm going to take up a bright aluminium ring. I'm going to pick up both of my center rings. And then I'm going to lock all those rings in place by just going through the eye there, making sure I pick up 3 rings. Okay, you can see the 3 rings there. And then the same again on the other side. And that's it. That is the back to work weave. So as I said, it's a really simple weave there, guys. You can add, you know, different patterning to it. So here you can see I've used the center rings all the way down, a color. This one here, I chose just the outside rings to be color. Then you've got just those rings there in the center, and then this time I chose to go each unit an individual color. So although it's a simple weave, you can make it look quite different by just the way that you apply the color to it. But there you go, guys, back to work weave. Alright guys, well that's it. That is the video tutorial for today. I hope you enjoyed it and you found it useful. If you did find it useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up here on YouTube. Share the video if you like on social media. If you're not a subscriber, perhaps you'd consider doing that for us. Check out some content that we've done previously while you're here. And last but not least, guys, don't forget to show our shop link up there in the corner. A little bit of love and affection and tenderness, because that's where we sell all the bits and bobs and you know what's that you're going to need to make up this weave and many others. Alright guys, thanks again for popping in and seeing us. I hope you're keeping safe and well, and that I'll catch up with you again sometime in the very near future. Bye.